guys, it's Zay. You're in Zay's car right now. Whoa. I have to study, so I've got 2 Red Bull cans. Yeah. Is there a problem with that? Maybe. Do I have an issue? Possibly. Do I care? No. But no, I wanted to do a quick little random video. I've been thinking a lot lately. And I know some of you probably think that I don't do that, which you'd be fair for assuming so. But, you know when you just know things and like, you're like, listen to me. Like, guys, listen to me. I have some advice. Advice 1. Prioritize yourself before you even consider putting anyone else ahead of you. So, okay, what I mean by that is, so your girl here, I've always been a prioritize other people kind of person, kind of gal. And I've always prioritized people, but I never put myself anywhere in the spectrum of important. So, have I been hurt before? Yes. Do I still get hurt occasionally? Occasionally. But now I've started to realize that I should be the most important person to myself before I become the most important person to someone else, because then my value is dependent on them valuing me. Does that make sense? Let me say that for somebody in the back. Can you hear me back there? No, but like genuinely, you need to put value in yourself. You need to see yourself as someone who's super important before you get someone else to, because it's like when people love you a lot, it's like a high. Because I've always been the type of person that like not like, I'm not saying I've always been center of attention, but people tend to gravitate towards me. So when I get pulled away from that, and also hello, being a woman of God, hello, God is always like removing things and like idols from your life that are taking precedence over him. So getting that validation from people became my God and my idol. So it's like God is like, okay, well now I'm removing those things that you put above me from you. And then I'm like, hold on, what do you mean you're putting me in a season of isolation? And like, what do you mean? Why am I being isolated when I get my validation from people when you should be getting your validation from God? And so, like, realistically, you should first look obviously to God for validation, then like, and also you find validation in his hand. Like in Psalms it says, you know, your handiwork is marvelous, you know what I mean, is wonderful and like a marvel. So it's like, you know, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and we say these things to ourselves, but it's like, do we really believe it? Because God don't make no junk. You can turn yourself into junk, that's different. Let's not put all the nonsense on my God, because at the end of the day, God may not make junk, but you can turn yourself into junk. Oh, there's a car. The car is, why do people park so? Anyways, but like my thing is just like, I guess, finding your value in the creator instead of in the creation, and then also looking at yourself and being like, I'm actually valuable. Like, God wouldn't put me on this earth had I not had value, which has been something that I've had to learn, because like I genuinely never valued myself, and I was always like, oh, I'm not good enough, I have issues here, this and this is a problem, like I'm not good enough, like I'll never get this and this. And so it's like a thing that the enemy's always messed with me about and been like, yeah, you're not valuable, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that. And so like I've had to deal with that my whole life, and like I've always been the type of person that was like, I'm not good enough for anything, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this or that. And so like I found value and validation in people, because people were giving me validation and be like, no, but you're actually really pretty. And although I didn't believe it, I was like, well, they're saying all these nice things about me, you know, I like it's like a high, like it's kind of like a high when people are talking to you and telling you all these good things. It becomes like a high, especially when it's your source of validation. It's like, oh my gosh, this person thinks this about me, like I must be really cool, I don't know, according to them. And then so you're just kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do now if like they don't give that to me anymore? And when God takes you into a season, which he will, especially if you get your validation from man and not from God, God will remove people from your life so that you can look to him and only and only look to him, if that makes sense. So like you're not gonna like find, like it's to isolate you so that you can refocus your sight and look again as to like where you should, you know, like you'll refocus your vision and say, no, you need to look to me. And especially when like you don't even value yourself, but your value comes from the way people see you, because people can change. Today people can tell you you're the most amazing person, and tomorrow they can be like, well, actually you're garbage and I don't like you, you know. So it's like man's point of view, man's decision making, all of these things of like we're finite, so where our thoughts are fleeting, our words are fleeting, like everything is fleeting. God is eternal. So it's like, find your validation in the eternal being who created you, who also breathed the life into you. These lungs that breathe air, the air that you breathe is not yours, it belongs to the creator. So it's like your validation should come from the creator, the one who made the universe, the stars, everything that we worship above him. We need to remember that he made. So really, we should be worshiping the one who made it. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. I just like come to the point, like, so the first part of that whole advice thing is, first of all, prioritize. So obviously prioritize God, but then also prioritize yourself before you decide to make other people a priority, because it becomes unhealthy when you decide, okay, so I'm gonna put all these people above me and never sort out my own issues because I ran into that problem. And it comes from it's a selfless thing, but it's kind of selfish, because it's like you're almost benefiting from the peace that you're keeping, because at the end of the day, like, you're benefiting from the peace. Like, you're not really helping people, you're just trying to keep the peace so that you don't have fights with people, so that you don't get upset, so people don't get upset at you. So it's like, it's a selfish thing as much as it's it's a very like sacrificial thing. And it doesn't always come from the best intentions, because as someone who's like a person who always puts people before themselves and who is a people pleaser, it sometimes comes from a selfish place, because you want to keep peace so you don't have problems with people, so you don't fight with people. And also because I deal with anger issues, like peacekeeping is something that I need. Like and also it, like, in a sense of trying to be the peacekeeper, you're also like when you're trying to be the peacekeeper and like you're actively trying to deal with situations and make it quiet and not have problems, you're also in a sense trying to have control. So usually people who are people pleasers suffer with an issue of control. So like for me, because I deal with anger, I also hate not having control over situations. So I am the type of person who has to have control, but in people pleasing people, I'm controlling the outcome. I may not be in control in a sense of people are pushing me over and walking over me, but at the end of the day, I'm still in control of the outcome, because that way there's no problems. And like, I don't know if it's making sense, but like if you break it down like that, really, like people pleasing is about having control of the outcome more than the situation. And in a sense, you're also having control of the situation, because you're now controlling how people see you. People, like, in your head, you're like, okay, people are gonna like me more if I do more for them. But then at the end of the day, you're being selfish to yourself as well. As much as you're being selfish with yourself, you're being selfish to yourself, and like you're not allowing yourself to be tended to and taken care of, and you're not taking care of yourself. So it's like you're neglecting yourself, you're being selfish towards yourself, and you're also like, it's a selfish way of showing people who you are, because it's like they're really getting this perspective of you that's not you, because no one's supposed to be a people pleaser. Like, we're not born to please people, because the one thing that pleases this person today cannot please them tomorrow, and tomorrow they want more, and it just continues going like that. And so it's a toxic cycle, and then it becomes a thing of people don't respect you, people walk over you, but also you're allowing it to happen, because by people pleasing, people are staying around you, people are now giving you company, and you're finding your pleasure in people being happy with you and your validation from people. And so like people are staying in your life, but they're staying in your life because you're giving them and giving them and giving them, and they're taking and taking and taking, and you're not getting in return, and it's not for good reason. So it's not real friendships. They're friendships based on what can I take from this person more than get, because you're not giving it to them, they're taking more from you each time. So it's like you're never going to be truly satisfied. That's why for me, like, I'm so happy that I now find my satisfaction in God, because it's like before I was genuinely doing everything I could to make people like me. Now I'm like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. I can't do anything about it. Like, genuinely, like, I'm not going to change my whole personality so that Jeff over there likes me, so that Jonathan likes me and Jonathan wants to be besties with me, when I don't even care about what Jonathan thinks, because Jonathan is kind of annoying. But no, I want Jonathan to like me because I want everybody to like me, and because I've always been the type of person that's been liked by people, I fell into the habit of always wanting to be liked by people. And you can't always not everyone's gonna like you. Like, you might have a majority of people like you and you might be a likable person, but not everyone's gonna like you always. And like, you just have to understand that like people are different. So for me, I've come to terms where I'm in a stage of, okay, well, there's no point in fighting to be up there for someone, and there's no point in begging for people's validation and begging for people's attention, when the right people in your life will give you that attention. The people who are supposed to be in your life will be in your life regardless. My friend and I, we broke up. Like, we had a friend breakup, and we were apart from each other for about a year, and then we came back even better because we both grew apart, like on our separate areas that we needed to grow, we needed to change in. And then when we came together, we were mature enough for a friendship that we weren't really appreciating before, and now we appreciate it differently. And like, obviously I've changed a lot now, and I'm a bit withdrawn when it comes to physical touch and being open with how I feel. And I've always been like a bit more withdrawn when it comes to opening up to how I really feel, but now it's become a thing of I've pulled back away from physical touch because I've been hurt. The whole of last year I was completely just broken by guy after guy, by friendships, and like, just I was literally mentally played with, emotionally played with. And so now I've pulled back from a lot of physical touch. I don't run to hug people all of the time. There's certain people where I'll just hug them, but when it comes to like people that I'm super close with, for some reason I'm a bit withdrawn. But there's certain people, and I think it's just because I've put up guards now, because I've been hurt and I don't want to be hurt again. And so now I'm going through that, and my walls are starting to be broken. And there's certain people where those walls get tested a lot more, like you know, when it comes to people, like, I won't say who, but there are people where I cannot hide certain parts of myself from those people because they bring it out of me, and I unfortunately would like to hide it, but I can't. So it's been a really interesting process, and it's been an interesting time, because I've realized that why does it keep doing that, guys? Like, why are you trying not to see me? Because yeah, well, this is like raw. But yeah, no, I've come to the stage where I'm like, yeah, look, I'm actually a mess, and I'm going through all these things and da-da-da-da-da. But there are people now that are like, I'm learning patience because I'm dealing with certain people. I'm learning to deal with people who don't respond the same way I respond. I'm learning to deal with people who respond like I respond. And it's like, it's interesting. I'm in an interesting stage of my life right now, but I'm also walking as if I'm a wife. I have to physically remind myself, you're actually single, bro. Like, you're literally single. You're not talking to anybody. You're not dating. Why are you walking like you're married? But also, you're a wife before your man finds you. Before your husband finds you, you're already a wife. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. Not a man who finds a girlfriend, or a man who finds a woman, or a man who finds a girl to be his wife. It's a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So we are called to be wives and we're called to be husbands before we are married. So if you're not walking like you're married, then when the person comes, you're gonna have to take longer to change all of this stuff. And that's one thing the Holy Spirit got me with, because I was talking to him and I was like, why must I work on all of this nonsense before getting into a relationship? And he was like, I don't have time. I was like, excuse you? Respectfully, Holy Spirit, excuse you? And he was like, I don't have time. And I was like, oh. He was like, we don't have time for you to be learning all of these things in a relationship, because when a relationship comes, it's going to be go, go, go. We don't have time. So for me, I'm learning all these things. I'm walking like I'm married. I'm out here acting like I'm going through my feed on TikTok and Instagram, all of this stuff, and being like, okay, I need to get rid of this, this, and this. My man is not gonna, like, when I'm in a relationship, I don't want all of this to be here, because I don't want people to have this image of me. This isn't me. And like, even going through my stuff and like looking at what isn't actively represented of a woman who is taken, and like I'm going through the process of like, I'm literally I'm a wife currently. I'm somebody's wife, and I may not have a ring on my finger now, and may not have a boyfriend right now, but I'm a wife right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm a woman of God and I'm a wife. So it's like, when you find me, I'm gonna be your wife, you know? And so it's like, yeah, I don't know. That is kind of some advice I would give to all the women of God. Like, walk as if you're already in a relationship. Or the single woman of God, sorry. Walk as if you're already in a relationship, as if you're already married. Because men, you know, a man of God will be drawn to a woman who is not easily accessed. And what I mean by this is, you're not flirting with every single guy you meet. You're not kikiing at every single guy. Like, obviously, I'm not saying you can't be friendly with guys, but like, I have a very limited amount of guy friends that I would hang out with. And like, I pushed back, because like one of my guy friends one time said to me, like, why do you always have to hang out with a guy like all the time, like da, 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 da. And I was like, it's none of your business, chill. But I sat back and thought about it, and I was like, why do I always hang out with that one guy? Why can't I hang out with girls? And it's, at the time, I didn't have female friends, so I was like, find me female friends, and find me girls to be friends with. Find me girls to be friends with, if you're gonna complain. But I don't know, like, I've just changed my perspective on things, because I'm also like, would my partner be comfortable? And like, same thing with me, I don't want my partner to be hanging out with girls all the time. And it's not an insecure thing, it's genuinely a thing of respect. Like, respect me and I'll respect you. It's like, my man is not going to be hanging out with a girl, like with the same girl all the time, like, or with girls all the time. Like, I'm gonna be his best friend. Girl best friend, you're crazy. What do you mean? And so like, with me, I've cut back with hanging with some of my guy friends. Like, I've pulled away, and I've pulled away from toxic guy friends who are like, oh, you're so hot. Like, the ones that like are out here like, you're so hot, like, you so fine, like, and like always sexualize you. It's like, pull away from those guy friends, because it's like, what do they want? Like, guy friends don't usually sexualize you. Guy friends, when it's genuinely platonic, they won't sexualize you and like objectify you. So it's like, and I don't care if I get hate for this, because this is like literally good advice. But no, all I'm saying is, you're a wife already, so act like you're a wife, because like, the right guy for you is going to be attracted to the fact that you're not easily accessed, that the fact that you're not like flirting with every guy, like, you're not like easy to impress. Like, the right guy is gonna see that and be like, oh my gosh, I want her. And it makes them want to fight more for that. And I'm not saying be complicated and be all of this and this. I'm just saying, be a little hard to get. You don't have to make anything easier for them. If anything, I'm gonna make it a little bit more of a struggle for a guy, because if I like you and you like me, why are you not gonna struggle for me? Like, why am I gonna make it easy? You already like me. But all that to also say, respect the guy. Like, if you like somebody, you should respect them as well. Not to say like respect them, like, you know, but like, I'm just saying, personally, I just think like there should be mutual respect between you two. And that's why I will always say, and I'll always stand on this, A relationship starts from a friendship, because if you don't have mutual respect for each other, it's not going to work well. You need mutual respect. You need mutual, like, appreciation, admiration, adoration for each other. Like, you both need to be on the same level, and you need to also you need to understand each other well, and you learn all of this through friendship. But anyways, it's already 20 minutes. I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm gonna let that simmer in your soul. Let it sit, let it resonate, let it permeate, and let it marinate. And we'll be back next time. I have another video coming up. I'm gonna try to do videos every Wednesday. And I'm thinking of doing a reaction video this week, but I'm probably gonna do another Zay's talk, just because I filmed that and, like, I've already started editing it. But I'll see if I have time within the week to film, like, a reaction video. And I really only have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday to do it. So it'll be uploaded Wednesday, every Wednesday, between 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. Between 12 p.m. and 11:59 p.m. That is when the posting time will be. I don't know. I'll figure out a specific time maybe. But thanks for listening to this video and watching. If I look all sweaty and gross, it is boiling hot outside. I think it's like almost 30 degrees, and I'm in my car. Do you see the sweat? This is literally the most rawest, like, chat you'll ever get. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video with whoever you think needs it. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.